Hello, class. I welcome us to the fundamentals of music class. Um, I firstly want to appreciate your tenacity in ensuring that you follow up with the course and being the eighth class. It's actually shows your determination to want to learn and understand about music. And last week we actually dealt with um, the musical forms that we have in music, and we faced or focused on four aspects, which is the binary form, the ternary form, the sonata form, and the rondo form. This week, just like I said while we were finishing um, the last class, so this class we'll be talking about the musical instruments. We'll be talking about the musical instruments. We will explore the meaning, the classification, examples, and cultural significances. Also, the functions of each of these musical instruments. And we will also look at the indigenous and modern instruments together, and bringing these various type of instruments, showing the importance to musical traditions. And that is what we'll be measuring on. That's what we'll be focusing on today. At the heart of musical expression are musical instruments, tools, or device, which are actually designed to produce sounds in a controlled manner for artistic and communicative purpose. Musical instruments have played vital roles in development of civilization, serving functions such as religious ritual to entertainment, education, and social cohesion. You believe that most of the times we listen to, or some of the times we listen to music, we listen because we actually want to enjoy the musical instrument that I used. Maybe you like to hear the pianist play, or the guitarist play, or whosoever the saxophonist you want to hear such a person play. So most of the times, or sometimes, we see people want to listen to songs because of musical instruments. Just as we've seen, musical instrument is any device or object that is constructed or adapted to produce musical sound. So it's what has been constructed. You see, actually we can consider any instrument that brings sound to be um to be instrument. But when we talk about it in the musical context, instruments that are designed specifically to generate sound that can be controlled, tuned, and used rhythmically or melodically is what we call musical instruments. So I can just take a thing of me, can begin to use it to drum. No, that's not made for the purpose of drum. No, so they are instruments that are designed specifically to generate sounds that can be controlled, tuned, and used rhythmically or melodically. Music instruments serve as extension of human body, allowing musicians to express ideas, emotions, and stories in ways that words cannot fully capture. From every beat you hear, you see, or instrument played, you see the expression of someone that is playing it. It expresses the idea, the emotions, and the story behind it. And they are essential in both solo and group performance, and contribute significantly to the identity of music genre and culture. We have the evolutionary timeline of musical instruments. So it's actually follows some period, and up from the prehistoric era to the 21st century. We have it from the prehistoric era. We have bone flutes, we have drum, we have rattles. The Haitian civilization, we have a development of instruments like harp, the lyre, lutes, and for the medieval period, we have organs, fiddles, recorders, notation system. Um, Moved to the 20th century, we have the electric guitar coming in, the synthesizers, and the electronic instrument. And for this 21st century, we have digital instruments, virtual software, AI, and VR interface working um, in place of musical instruments. And you see this evolution is actually coming in. For drum sets, we have the electric drum set also coming in as such. So you see the evolution. There are classifications of musical instruments. We have the string, we have the wind instruments, the percussion instruments, the keyboard instruments, and the electronic instruments. For the string instruments, they are instruments that produce sounds through vibration and tightly stretched strings. So they are characterized by strings. An example of this are violin, guitar, harp, cello, double bass, and kora, which actually is the West African harp lute. And these produce sounds when a string vibrates at a certain frequency. The playing technique of this, it comes by plucking, which is for guitar and harp, bowing, which is for violin and cello, striking, which is for piano, and that's string are struck by hammer when key are pressed. So it's and the piano has that string which when struck it's actually um bring up sound. And the next one is the wind instrument. The wind instrument produce sounds by vibration, vibrating a column of air inside the instrument. An example of such instruments are flute, trumpet, clarinet, saxophone, recorder, horn, and more. These sounds are produced when the player creates an air column which resonates inside the instrument's body, and the playing technique is blowing directly into the instrument like flutes. And then for when it comes to using of reeds, we have examples like saxophone. When we come about to the aspect of boozing lips into a mouthpiece, we have trumpet falling in that category. And for percussion instruments produce sounds when they are struck, shaken, scrapped, or tapped. And this can be divided into two. We have the idiophones and the membranophones. And this the this percussion instrument can be divided into tuned one, which produces specific pitches, and the untuned one, which do not actually produce um, pitches. And for the tuned one, we have the xylophone, we have the steel drum, the marimba, and for the untuned one, we have the drum sets, the tambourine, the clips, maracas, and gongs. Um, the sounds are produced for the idiophones. The body of the instrument itself vibrates, just like the cymbals and bells. And for the membranophones, sound is produced by a stretched membrane, which is drum. The keyboard instrument, these are instruments played by pressing key that causes string or hair column to vibrate, or that triggers electronic circuits in modern version. So examples of this is piano, organ, synthesizers, harp, cyclots. And for the sound production, we have piano, hammer strike sings, and for organ, air flow through the pipe. So there is a pipe that air flows through that will bring about the sound. And then the synthesizers, electrical signals are converted into sound. Lastly, we will talk about the electronic instruments, which are modern instruments that generate or modify sound using electronic components and digital technology. Example of these are electric guitar, electronic keyboard, drum machine. We have the electric drums too, digital samplers and synthesizers. And sound production is made possible when through the use of pickup or oscillators to create sound, which is then amplified and modified using software or hardware. Um, for the indigenous musical instruments, we have it in many parts of Africa and other traditional societies where music is deeply embedded in culture, ritual, and daily life. We have the indigenous musical instruments serve not just for entertainment, but also for storytelling, communication, religion, and healing. For example, we have the talking drum, which is also called the dundun, which is common in Yoruba land. We have the shekere, also common in Yoruba. We have the hudu, a clay pot drum from Nigeria. We have ekwe, a slate wooden drum used in Igbo culture. And we have the hagogo, that is the bell, which is also used in Yoruba music. What are the functions of uh, African indigenous instruments in society? They are useful in worship, sacrifice, and festivals. Also, they are used in events such as wedding, funerals, naming ceremony. They are useful for communications, that is to send message across distance, like talking drum. I can be beating talking drum and be communicating with someone a little distance from where I am. It actually functions for educational purpose, whereby it helps in teaching values, histories, and morals. And lastly, they are used in traditional healing processes. We have the importance also. They are used, they gain importance in cultural expression, in entertainment, in education, worship and religion, communication, and therapy for healing. In conclusion, we've been able to gain understanding into key things on musical instruments in this class today, such as we've been able to explore the many classification examples and cultural significances of musical instruments. We've looked at the function of musical instruments and indigenous and modern instruments that we have. And we've looked at the importance also as it pertains to musical instruments. So the understanding of this instruments helps to be able to form a concept, a structured um, pattern through which the full music concept would be established. So it is very important, and I would urge you to also try to learn one of the instruments. Yeah, that's very, very important. Next class, we will be talking about music production and recording techniques. Um, Thank you, and God bless you.